All right. Good morning to everyone and good day to the rest of the world. This is your mentor, your buddy to success, Mentor Myron Sta. And what a great question indeed. If you guys saw that question in the introduction to this webinar video by Limitless Power Coach, it asks there, are you ready for 2022? That's that's a question to answer, right? Are we ready for 2022? Handa na ba tayo for 2022? Before anything else, this is Mentor Myron Sta, the corporate EnterTrainer and soft skills guru. And I'm a partner, member, resident trainer, speaker, consultant, facilitator, and coach to some of the country and Asia's best training companies and speakers bureaus. And Limitless Power Coach is one of them. And I'm proud to represent Limitless Power Coach to train you on making the right move in 2022, strategies to leverage a great start. But before anything else, what is this all about? And I want to tell you this early, that this 2-hour webinar is not just for all entrepreneurs out there. This is also very applicable and useful for all high-level strategic thinkers that represent or form their respective company's management team. Yes, whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee, this is for you. And hopefully this 2-hour webinar helps you think of big picture approaches or strategies to ensure that if you were able to become successful in 2021, that we're able to sustain that momentum in 2022. And one of the most important things or aspects here is, how should we think? How should we approach things? All right. What arsenal or what part of our arsenal should we update in 2022? And that's exactly what making the right move is all about. Because if we fail to put our best foot forward, if we fail to make the right move, then there is a lot of things at stake here. Whether those things are positive or negative, it's still very uncertain at this point. So we need to better prepare ourselves for what the future lies, all right? For what the future has in store for us. For what 2022, though it's called the year of the tiger, all right? And whenever we think of tigers, we always think of courage, bravery, of strength, right? So even if it represents courage or bravery and strength, that it's really very hard and dangerous for us to be very complacent. So here we're going to talk about big picture, high level strategies that entrepreneurs and management level employees alike must leverage so that we can have a genuinely great start in 2022. All right. Before we begin, I would just like to invite you guys to tune in. All right, to watch, because this is happening live, and this is being shown on our YouTube channel. So go on YouTube and just look for Limitless Power Coach, and you guys would be able to see this instantly. All right, this is definitely one of the posted videos there, and simultaneously we're also streaming live on Facebook. So go to Facebook and look up Limitless Power Coach. And if you prefer to watch there instead, then on YouTube, then you may go ahead and watch there instead. All right. So both on YouTube and on Facebook, we are streaming live for you. And this is one of our free webinar offerings this year to ensure that you guys are educated, equipped, and encouraged. And I would likely, all right, I would likely and highly encourage you guys to participate, to take part in this. This may be a one-man show, but I would like to hear your thoughts. I would like to hear your questions. So if you're on Facebook or watching this on Facebook, just go ahead and type in your comments or feedback and questions in the comment section. Okay. If you are on our YouTube channel, there's also a chat box there, and just go ahead and type it in there, and like real time, I would be able to see your comments. Okay. And then, of course, for those who are participating here with us in Zoom, you may also type in your comments there in our chat box, and We will, of course, find quality time, that is, to try to answer them, all right, in a manner that would really add value to the purpose why you asked those questions to begin with, why you commented to begin with. And we would like to better prepare you for 2022. Okay? So let me go ahead and share my presentation with you guys. There you go. All right. I personally can already see my presentation. So let's get started. Making the right move in 22. Shout out to all the business people out there. Shout out to all the management employees out there. This is for you. What are the strategies that you guys can leverage so that you can have a great start in 2022? All right. So I prepared for you 12 strategies, and for each strategy, we will try to elaborate on them. All right. This may just be a free webinar offering, but I would like to ensure that your learning experience with me in this 2-hour webinar is substantial, right? It is very practical. It's something that you would realize this is wisdom that you can go ahead and bring back to the workplace. Okay. So, number one, all right. Number one tip that I would have for you, all right, and maybe the department or division in charge of this would be communications, all right. So whoever is in charge in your company, all right, those people need to monitor and learn from, be informed and up to date with the latest news and updates coming from IATF. And as you guys know, IATF is like the national agency concerned with like being on top of the country's fight against this pandemic threat, right? So always be up to date with all of those executive orders, ordinances, and whatever documentations there are that would give you an idea. Okay, what's the surroundings now? All right, in 2022, what's going to be what is it going to be like? Right? Like if we're going to talk about like restaurants or organizing events, be it a concert or a seminar, right? Face to face, in person, right? So what is the capacity nowadays, right? Is it 30%? Is it 50%? Is it 75%? Or is it already going to be full capacity, right? So we need to be up to date because we all depend on IATF's next moves, right? And their next moves will also dictate what our next business move is going to be. So this is really the number one big picture strategy that I need you guys to keep in mind. Be informed and up to date with the latest AITF updates, all right? And they have a website you can visit anytime. That's not a problem. And of course, apart from IATF, you also need to be in the know when it comes to its affiliates, its partner departments, bureaus, or agencies like Department of Health, etc., because they work hand in hand with IATF. So if IATF has updates, has new mandates, then these allied agencies also need to respond to their commands or instructions. And they too would have to come out with their own documentations, ordinances, orders, or however you call them, all right? So if we are in the know, if we are up to date, this is a very good first step to ensure that we know how to think, we know how to move, we know how to act, we know how to behave with our next business moves every year. And everybody knows this, right? And even if you're an employee, I'm pretty sure that you guys observe that the management does this. Every start of the year, we all strategize. We all, be it that you do it virtually or you go to a beach resort somewhere or a hotel somewhere or a private place somewhere, right? We all gather, sit down, and talk about what our next strategies are going to be. right? So inspired by our organizational vision, mission, and values, which in that avenue, right, we also talk about whether we want to update them or not, right? Or we want to stick to them. Let's just say you want to stick to them. So the vision, mission, and values remain the same, right? So inspired by these statements, okay? So we sit down and talk about what our strategy is going to be like, what new organizational goals and objectives that we need to achieve or we need to act upon, right? And from these organizational goals and strategies, all right, they give birth to our tactics, right? Tactics that are mutually shared by the concerned departments. And we need to learn them, all right? We need to like or love them. We need to live by them, and we need to lock them. And that's how exactly we're going to achieve much more results or much better results that we want to maintain and achieve in 2022. So this is the first step right here. Be informed. All right. And this is something that's not very hard to do because we are connected. There's internet. There's Google, right? And we even have our telephone lines, right? So if we cannot find the information we need about these updates or news, right, through the internet, we can give these concerned departments, bureaus, or agencies a call and get the updates directly from them. All right. So this is definitely not a problem. Number two, big picture strategy that I want to share with you. If you want to leverage a great start in 2022, okay, this is very important, right? And a lot of experts would confirm or affirm this, that corporate culture, right, has a very big role to play in being able to adapt to this new normal. Well, we've been adapting to the new normal since early 2020, right? But I have this observation that this new normal will keep on constantly changing every year. So as this new normal changes or evolves or matures every year, we also need to take a good look at our corporate culture to check whether it's still responsive or not. Because if the corporate culture is not responsive, no matter how positive the values that surround it are, all right, they will not translate to very sound business strategies and decisions. So what is it about our corporate culture we have to adapt further? All right. The corporate culture is usually, all right, governed by the values we determine. Okay. And if we're going to go back to, the analysis of our vision, mission, and values also must change, right? Because if our current values do not support anymore the growth or scalability or further milestones or accolades that we want to achieve for the company, then they need to be revised or updated as well, right? So if you're going to ask me, Mentor Myron, what are the top values that dictate a company's corporate culture that all organizations must have nowadays because of our new normal situation? And I'm going to tell you now, okay, that some of these values that I can think of would be, number one, creativity. If creativity is not a part of your value set yet, then it must be there, because you're going to have a hard time adapting your corporate culture further in such a way that the corporate culture is really going to work for you, especially in 2022. Creativity. Please keep that in mind. Next would be, and this is always like, creativity's twin, right? It's like they always work together. They coexist, and that's going to be innovation. All right. Just so you know the difference between creativity and innovation. Creativity, from its base or keyword, create. All right. So you create something new, additional, or unique, something that the company hasn't ever thought of yet, something that the company hasn't ever done yet. That's what creativity is about. All right. So what can you create in terms of the P's of an organization? What can you create in terms of products, new products, additional products, unique products? What can you create in terms of people? All right. In terms of positions, job titles, designations, right? Do you have to create another role or position that will be responsive to the new needs or demands of the 2022 new normal? Process. What new process should we create? Because if we create this process, then we're going to have, or we're going to provide our customers or clients and even our employees a better or a more enriched experience inside and outside of the organization. All right. So those are just some of the P's, and there are more, right? There are more. There are more P's we can talk about. Talking about people, talking about products, talking about process, and even the place or the establishment itself. Okay. We need to create something new. Once again, that our company or organization hasn't ever thought of, acted upon, or decided on yet. That's what I mean by adapting your corporate culture further. Next would be innovation. How is it different from creativity? If creativity is creating something new, additional, unique, innovation is about reinventing the wheel. Creating is inventing a new wheel, while innovation is reinventing the current wheel. So you don't have to create something new, additional, or unique, but perhaps you can evolve something current, right? Maybe there's a faster or more agile or more unique way of doing things, or maybe you should change or adjust your way of thinking, right? Your cognitive process, your mental process. That is what we mean by innovation, right? These are two of the top new values. Well, not really new, but if we're talking about whether you should have them in your value system or not, you should have them, because creativity and innovation will be the primary values that will drive growth and scalability for your company, right? Creativity and innovation are the new name of the game, right? So in the 2022 normal, let's put it this way. Let's put things in perspective. If an organization is not creative or innovative with all the processes in their company, there would be a problem. And there would be a very critical challenge, right? And if we're talking about not being able to overcome this very critical challenge, right, it might be the start. I'm sorry, right? I should be here to inspire and motivate you. But I'm just saying that if creativity and innovation will not be a part of your value system, right, it will be very hard to overcome the obstacles that will come your way in 2022. Okay. Now, going back, adapting your corporate culture further. So, Mentor Myron, you're telling us that if we're going to include creativity and innovation in our revised value system, then we would be able to adapt our corporate culture further. Yes, that's my answer for you. Yes, you're going to be able to adapt your corporate culture not only further, but also easily in a facilitated manner. Okay? Because what's about the corporate culture that makes it a very important aspect of an organizational health? Okay? The corporate culture is the heart of the organization, right? The corporate culture, the reason why all organizations must not only establish it, but also propagate it and strengthen it, is that the corporate culture, all right, dictates the attitude of the organization, which also boils down to the attitude of the workforce. This creates what we call the work attitude, right? So if the corporate culture is not up to date anymore, not relevant anymore, not healthy anymore, not responsive anymore, outdated, obsolete, all right, that it would translate to confused people. It would translate to people who might encounter mental health issues along the way, right? It might lead to people whose attitude, all right, is not responsive anymore, whose attitude is not responsible anymore, whose attitude is not accountable anymore, whose attitude is not in line anymore with what the organization wants to happen. And if an organization also already experiences a situation like that, all right, it's not a surprise anymore why organizations fail. It's not a surprise anymore why organizations take a step back. Or worse, it's not impossible why organizations, okay, go bankrupt and close down in the midst of the new normal. So, my friend, if you don't want things like this to happen in your organization in 2022. All right. Adapt your corporate culture further by changing your set of values and making sure that creativity and innovation are part of those revised values. Okay. So this is my number 2 tip for all of you guys. Okay. All right. Um, I would just finish my presentation. Okay. But later on, when we get to the Q&A portion, if there are any live comments that are happening right now that we're unable to acknowledge and respond to, because right now I cannot see your comments because of me share screening my presentation. But later on, okay, we'll get to you. Okay, we will accommodate and make sure that we respond to every single one of your comments regarding these topics. Okay, so once again, all right, just to make sure that you guys can follow. Number 1 tip: always be up to date with news and updates about IATF and its allied departments, agencies, and bureaus. Okay, because these commands or mandates from the government will dictate how we should only or strictly do business. All right, because it's very hard to strategize on something that we end up along the way discovering it's not allowed or it's already illegal nowadays. Number 2 would be this is what we can say as the initiator. All right, this kicks off everything, your corporate culture, because your corporate culture, once again, it dictates your organizational health. It also dictates your organizational heart. It also dictates your employees' mindset, your employees' value system, your employees' attitude towards work, attitude towards coworkers, attitude towards the company or the business, attitude towards the customers or clients. So if your corporate culture is already obsolete or no longer responsive, then it might spell doom for the company. And once again, remind yourselves to always include creativity and innovation along the way. Okay, I hope you guys are learning. We have 10 more big picture strategies, so let's keep on going. All right, number 3. For those who are involved in logistics, distribution, supply chain, and all of that stuff, all right, you can attest to this challenge yourself. You know that this was your challenge back in 2019. It was still your challenge back in 2020, although perhaps it has become less challenging, right, in 2020 versus when it was in 2019. Okay, but I believe that supply chain, logistics, distribution, okay, all of that stuff are still going to be challenging in 2021. So for a smart or intelligent business owner, top executive, okay, especially if you're in the business of delivery, okay, like you're selling products online and offline, food, what have you, okay, we need to be very intelligent and smart by anticipating, predicting, foreseeing the potential scarcities in the supply, okay? And before this even happens, okay, we need to collaborate proactively with our partners, vendors, or suppliers right away, okay? So this is the perfect time that we need to intensify our collaboration with these suppliers. All right. And let me just emphasize this word right here, proactive, right? The proactive ones are the ones who would really become much more successful in 2022. All right. This is not just about survival. This is also about surpassing. This is also about success. All right. It's no longer about survival anymore because we already did that back in late 2019 and the entire 2020, right? 2021 is still going to be about survival, but let's shift our focus, right? Let's focus much more on surpassing, right, and succeeding than on surviving. But if you want all 3 of these to still happen, the surviving, the surpassing, succeeding, then we need to be proactive all the time. It's not just about anticipating scarcities. It's about all the aspects or operations of your business, of your company, right? So collaborate with suppliers. So if you guys can see this picture right here, okay, so that's how it starts, right? So you can see the cycle. So from the retailer, okay, to the consumer. So if you're going to go through this process, all right, you have to ask two questions at the same time. What if? That's the first question, right? So what if? What are the possible challenges? What are going to be the problems when we move our products from us to our consumers? What if? All right. And of course, we also have to explore opportunities. The why not, right? So this is the part that where we can definitely put into action creativity and innovation, right? It's like this is how you think. What can we do that we haven't done ever yet? Right? How can we think that that's not how we thought before? What place can we go to that we have not gone to yet? So this is about exploring and exploring and exploring opportunities, right? So raw materials, supplier, manufacturer, distributor, retailer, consumer, all of these are our partners. All of these are our stakeholders, right? So all of these are involved in collaborating proactively, right? To anticipate and do something about resolve the potential scarcities in the supply chain. Okay, so this is my third tip for you all, especially those who are involved in food business or some other products that we deliver. All right, from business to business or business to consumer out there. Okay, number 4 tip would be this. There you go. See, I told you earlier, right, that we need to adjust our corporate culture so that it can be much more responsive in 2022, and that we have to include creativity and innovation as two. It's like a requirement nowadays that all organizations, you must have creativity and innovation as your primary values to live by, right? Now let's focus on creativity. Okay, and let me actually add one more word here. Be more creative and innovative with your sales and marketing approaches because they always work together. Okay, now when we are talking about how we can be much more creative and innovative with our sales and marketing approaches, then we revisit the entire sales process or cycle. Same thing with marketing. We revisit the entire marketing cycle or process or how you call it, right? And then for each process, as we go through each of them, we ask the same questions as well. What if? Talking about, the internal weaknesses and the external threats or challenges along the way, and why not? What can we explore? What strengths can we strengthen further? What strengths or additional strengths can we maximize? What opportunities can we take advantage of or avail of, right? The why not. But as part of being more creative and innovative with our sales and marketing approach, maybe it entails adding another step that wasn't there before. Maybe it also entails trying to change how that current step is done. And that is innovation right there. You reinvent the current wheel, right? You don't necessarily have to create a new wheel, creativity, but maybe you just have to reinvent the current wheel, innovation, right? So once again, we ask the following questions. How have we been doing things that we have to acknowledge? We have to be true to ourselves. They are no longer working. So the question is, why do we keep on doing things that way when they're no longer working? So we have to either to stop doing it that way or change the way we do it so that the next time we do it, okay, although we have already changed the way we do it, then it starts working again. Or better yet, it starts working much better than before. Creativity and innovation. Okay, so a lot of companies, and we're going to talk about this too as we go along the way, right? A lot of companies, they're already exploring, can we sell online? Well, it depends on the nature of your product. Okay, maybe this is something easier said than done, right? Selling online, converting your products to online versions, digitalizing, right? Maybe this is easier said than done, but that's actually a good way of thinking about it, right? So you have to study the nature of your product. You also have to study how your product reaches the target market, the consumers. the buyers, the purchasers, right? So if you look into every single aspect of the nature of your product and how it gets to the customer, then you're the ones who are going to be able to answer your own question. Can we sell online? So if the answer is right, if the answer is yes, then why not explore opportunities, right? So that's just one of the examples of how we can be creative and innovative with our sales approaches. Same with marketing. Okay, how have we been currently marketing our services, our products? All right. Are there more marketing or new marketing trends out there? Are there new marketing best practices out there? Right? Maybe we have always known that they're existing, but we've been antagonizing them, thinking before that they wouldn't work given the nature of our products and services, right? Given our size as a company, given our limitations as our company. But maybe before, right, they weren't working, but maybe now they would already start working. So that is what we mean by being more creative and innovative with your marketing approaches. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you have to sit down. All right. It's only January. Okay. It's already January 3rd today, meaning we already finished 3 days and we only have 362 days left. But if you haven't strategically planned for 2022 yet, right, then you're missing out on a lot of opportunities, okay, that would be waiting on you this new year. So go ahead, right? It doesn't have to be at a beach resort or a pool resort. It can just be in one of your members' houses, okay? Or maybe you can do it virtually, all right? There are Limitless Power Coach has virtual strategic planning facilitators that can help you, all right? Balance being able to do this strategic planning and, of course, taking care of your employees at the same time, and keeping them away from the virus's harm, right? So we can balance safety and protection and being able to do what's really very important nowadays, strategic planning. So when you plan strategically one of these days, okay, sit down and come up with a visual representation or a visual picture of your entire sales and marketing processes or steps or cycles. Okay, look at them, critique them, criticize them if you want. All right, and once again, answer the questions: what if and why not? And of course, integrate creativity and innovation. What aspects of our sales and marketing approaches can we be very creative about? And same thing, what aspects of our sales and marketing approaches can we be very innovative about? Because, all right, we want to take advantage of what 2022 has to offer. The pandemic is still here, all right? The virus is still there. A matter of fact, we all know about this, that this virus is still mutating. It's still producing several variants, right? But we also have to trust the government. We also have to trust our vaccines, right? For as long as we are all vaccinated and we're getting all those booster shots that we need to ensure, all right, then we can still continue doing the business the way we've been doing it for the longest time, all right, while being protected and safe at the same time, all right? So this is not the time for us to question the possibilities. The possibilities are there for us to positivize, not negativize, so to speak, okay? So this is the kind of mindset that I would like to encourage all you business owners and top executives out there to think with, all right? Do them. Ask questions later. I always tell organizations you have to, of course, you have to aim first and then shoot first, right? You have to do them first and just ask questions later, right? You cannot afford to doubt yourself before you even execute it, because you're not going to be able to start anything significant at all. You're not going to be, even if you start making your first move, you're not going to go far, right? Because, yep, you did make your first move, you did make your first step, but you didn't even go far. That's because you have doubts. That's because you have fears. That's because you have hesitations along the way. Entrepreneurs take risks. All of you guys know that. All right. And top executives, even though you are employed, not entrepreneurs, you still have to take risks on behalf of your owners, on behalf of the investors, right? You just have to justify, rationalize that you are moving them in the right direction. And that's why we need to plan strategically, because through strategic planning, we're able to put our heads together. All of the brilliant minds of the organization gather, sit down, and think about what's best for the company, because they have the care, they have the concern, they have the compassion, and they have the commitment to grow or scale the company, that it can still achieve more. It's always about that, right? As we go through the years, we never run out of problems. Is this the first time we experienced a problem, this massive called pandemic? No. There were also pandemics in the past, right? There were also global economic threats like this in the past, right? And as far as I know, history can tell it that there was no global threat, economic threat that we didn't survive or surpass, right? So it's very untimely, or it's very wrong for us to start losing hope now, right? So when we're talking about products and services, right, is it applicable in the products category? Is it applicable in the services category? It doesn't matter if you're selling products or services, all right? Because creativity and innovation works everywhere, anywhere, anytime. You just have to explore opportunities, right? Why not is the right question to ask. So if you're thinking of something right now, something you want to do, okay, just do it. All right. Just ask the questions along the way. Never doubt your thought, because it's your thought, right, that brought you to where you are right now, to that made you who you are, or who you've become right now to begin with, right? So this is not the right time to be questioning ourselves in the wrong way. Okay. So be more creative. Once again, digital marketing. If you haven't mastered it yet, then master it. Know more about it. Know it deeply. Know it thoroughly, and make it work to your full advantage. All right. Other than digital marketing or online marketing or internet marketing, what else can be explored out there? What have you guys not done yet? What has the organization not thought of doing yet? Think of them. Do them. Okay. Next, this is really very important. When you talk about creativity and innovation in sales and marketing, all right? And then afterwards, you talk about internet marketing, digital marketing, online marketing. This always goes with the topic, right? You have to widen your online presence. Why? Why and how? So those are the next questions. Why? Because, a lot of us are already working from home. Maybe in 2022, people will start going back to reporting to the office like most of the week, like 3 or 4 times a week, and they would only have like 1 or 2 days working from home, right? But still, whether you're working from home or reporting to the office, the question is, how do you buy products? When you buy products, you use your cell phone, right? You use your desktop, your laptop. So what do you do there? You order online, right? Or maybe if you don't order online, you call. You call to order something, right? So where am I heading with what I'm saying? Okay. The buying or purchasing experience of customers nowadays is now online. Be it you're using a desktop, a laptop, a tablet, or a mobile phone, right? That's how we buy nowadays. Because, a lot of people, even though it's already 2022, right? And it's been like 2 years, right? Since this pandemic started, all right? A lot of people are still afraid. Even those who are vaccinated, they're still afraid. They're still afraid to contract this life-threatening virus, right? And it's because of this fact that we were forced into the situation that it's better to buy something using my cell phone or my desktop or my laptop than dropping by the brick and mortar establishment and buying there directly. Or maybe that's the right way or thing to do, but I can just have somebody else do it for me now, but not me directly, not me personally, right? So it's because of this that businesses nowadays must widen their online presence. So the question is, what do we mean by widening your online presence? When we say widening your online presence, you need to be researching about all social media, all social networking, right? All online messaging apps and websites out there. You need to be researching about them, and you need to be using them. You need to be on them. You need to be creating a profile in them, right? So let's enumerate them one by one. So here are the questions. Does your business already have Facebook? Well, yeah, I have a personal Facebook. We're not talking about your personal Facebook accounts, right? We're talking about your company page, right? Your company page. So even if you're a micro to small company or business, all right, everybody is required to have a company page. Even if you are selling a product or a service not meant to be done or bought online, still, right? We're talking about your online presence in the sense that your company is known online. So if you are a person, if I am a person who loves going to websites like Facebook, I should be knowing about your company because you have your own Facebook page. All right. So we already mentioned one of them, Facebook. You have a Facebook page. If not, then have your sales or marketing create one for you now. And don't delay it. Like, do it now. After you hear me, do it now. Or as you're listening to me, do it now. Right? Next, LinkedIn. They say LinkedIn is only for job seekers. No. LinkedIn may be a combination of job seeking and professional networking, but it's still more professional networking than anything else. Right? If Facebook is the professional networking website for the masses, for the public, all right, LinkedIn is the professional networking website for entrepreneurs and executives, for employees, right? So, between Facebook and LinkedIn, as a matter of fact, right, I personally prefer to widen my online presence on LinkedIn instead. Why? Because the business decision makers are there, the product and services buyers are there, right? And there you would be able to know which ones are the training and development managers if you're offering learning and development as a service. If you're offering HR consultancy, it is there that you would discover who the HR managers are, the HR vice presidents, the HR directors, the decision makers in the department with whom you need to be collaborating because of the nature of your service, right? So LinkedIn is the place to go. So the question is, do you have a LinkedIn account? Secondly, does your company have a LinkedIn page? Oh, well, we have a Facebook page, but how about a LinkedIn page? You need to have both, right? Maybe Facebook and LinkedIn are as important as each other. Maybe no account or no website is much more important than the other, all right? But you cannot have it's not right that you have an account on Facebook but you don't have an account on LinkedIn, and vice versa. You need to have an account with both. Facebook, LinkedIn. How about YouTube? YouTube is only for influencers, right? Those who dance online, those who do vlogs. No. YouTube. And we're going to talk about this later on, all right? We're going to expound on this topic later. Video marketing. YouTube is another marketing tool. It's not just only meant for actors, actresses, celebrities, TikTokers, right? Vloggers. No, it's meant for everybody, right? Because we all know for a fact that before we buy a product or even a service, we need to see them in person, right? We need these products and services to be demoed to us, to be shown to us. right? And such things cannot be done unless or until, right, you create a video. All right, you want to see me in action as a speaker? Then I have a video. Go ahead and judge me, right? And tell me yourself if you want to take advantage of my service or not, right? Do you want to see that our product really works? That it's really going to whiten your skin? That it's really going to clean and even disinfect your plates and your pans, right? Do you really want to see how this will make you much prettier than before, right? Much more handsome than before? Then, of course, you'd rather just look at or watch a video than have them come over to your house or go see them in person. Physical distancing, right? So YouTube is for businesses and companies alike. All right. It's for entrepreneurs and top company executives alike. Question is, do you have a YouTube channel? If not, then you should make one. You should have your sales or marketing make one for you. All right. And the list goes on and on and on. Instagram. Do you already have an Instagram account? Personal? No, I'm not talking about, personal if you're a service, if you're a practitioner, a professional, a lawyer, a doctor, a speaker, a consultant, right? But if not, if you are a company, doesn't matter if you're micro, small, medium, or big, all right? Question is, do you already have an Instagram account for business purposes, for product and services promotion purposes? Then if not, then you haven't widened your online presence yet. Twitter, right? They say, nah, Filipinos are not so much into Twitter. Maybe, but still, it's another attempt or effort to widen your online presence. And there are so many more out there. Earlier, I talked about or mentioned online messaging apps. So the question is, for your business, for your product, for your service, are you already on Viber? Are you already online? Are you already on WhatsApp? Are you already on Kakao Talk? What else? Right? And even Messenger, right? And all the other online messaging apps out there, right? There's no harm in trying them all. There's no harm in being on them all. There's no harm in trying whether they're going to be beneficial in your business, right? As much as other social media or social networking websites. Widen your online presence. Okay? All right. So we are not even done yet. We have more tips here. There. Talking about YouTube, right? I mentioned video marketing. Intensify your video marketing. I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but before, TikTok influencers were merely those who would showcase their talents, right, on TikTok, right? But nowadays, no, right? It's evolved now. TikTokers are now a new breed, a new form of celebrities we can look up to, right? As a matter of fact, these TikTok influencers already beat in terms of, of popularity or fame, the traditional celebrities that we know, the television actors and actresses and influencers, right? Right. So the TikTok influencers can now stand side by side with them, right? They now belong to the same level or league. You get what I mean? Because that's how influential TikTok has been. And that's how impactful creating attention-grabbing videos has been, right? So when we say intensify your video marketing, right, and before, right, just to add to what I said earlier, TikTok didn't have ads. Yeah, it didn't have ads. So if you're talking about, are you earning being a TikTok influencer? You have that blue verified badge on your profile, but are you earning? No, I'm not. But now, all right, the TikTok management has explored, why not? See, right? The kind of question pretty sure they asked, right? They've explored advertising, and now there are different businesses, products that are advertising on TikTok, right? they're making the most of the opportunity that TikTok has provided. That TikTok is already what? A giant like YouTube or Facebook. And because of that, TikTok influencers, all right, have started to earn as well, have started to monetize their content creation. And now they're reaping the fruits of their labor, right? And a lot of TikTok influencers who before were living a very simple life, they're now enjoying the fruits of their labor. And when I say they're now enjoying the fruits of their labor, I say TikTok influencers who were now able to buy their own houses, cars, etc. Right? So TikTok is the name of the game. Now, if you are a smart, intelligent business owner or business top executive, are you taking advantage of this of this trend, of this fad? If not, then you're missing out on a lot of opportunities. You're lagging behind others, right? But if you can see how useful, how impactful TikTok is, then you are going to start creating your own TikTok profile, right? Maybe not to dance like the other TikTok influencers out there, but maybe you will use TikTok as a platform, an avenue, a channel to promote your products or services, right? Of course, there's YouTube. It's already there. YouTube is already a given, right? But there's also Instagram. Instagram has its own version of TikTok. Even YouTube, right? I'm not sure if you guys are privy to this, but YouTube already has its own version of TikTok that they call YouTube Shorts. All right, so you don't want to upload a full-blown video or vlog, then you can just go to the YouTube Shorts version and upload something TikTok-y, if you get what I mean, right? So, because here's the thing, guys. Because a lot of people, especially the youth nowadays, are on TikTok and they keep on swiping up, right? And as they swipe up, they're intervened by ads in between. So the question is, when they see ads, do they see your businesses or products, ads or services, ads? If not, then you're missing that part of the game. Okay, so intensify your video marketing. That's my tip for all of you guys. Okay, we have 1 hour left, and I'm very excited to talk to you guys about the next set of tips we have to leverage a great start in 2022. This is about making the right move. All right. So before we continue to the second half of our 2 hour webinar, I would like to again invite you guys to take part in this discussion. If you want to share your comments or feedback, just type in your comments or feedback in our comment section on Facebook, and of course in the chat box on YouTube, and even here in Zoom. You can also engage yourselves by typing in our chat box, okay? And once again, if you find this 2 hour webinar very value adding and you would like to share the blessings with others, right? Please share our YouTube video, right? Just copy the link, and same with the Facebook video. So go ahead and spread this good news with others, all right? We need others, especially business owners and top executives in different companies, to know about what they can do, what possibilities they can explore, what strengths they can capitalize on in 2022 onwards. Okay, so to continue there, see, it's like my tips are meant to be stitched, coordinated with one another, related to one another. We talk about widening our online presence, making sure that we're everywhere, basically, right? That's what it's meant to be, right? You're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, you're using instant messaging apps. And then we talk about video marketing, that our consumers or our buyers need to be able to see you in action. If you're a service provider, they need to be able to see us demonstrating the usefulness of our products, the benefits of our product, right? But they don't want you to demonstrate those, or they don't want you to show yourself in person, like very close to them, right? because of physical or social distancing. So video marketing, right? And when we talked about video marketing, we talked about TikTok influencers, YouTube influencers, right? And that's exactly what our next tip is. Consider influencer marketing, right? Especially for those companies that have the budget, even if you're just a micro, small, or medium sized business, right? Although I said earlier that TikTok influencers and the traditional uh, celebrities, actors and actresses from TV, okay, are now like standing side by side with one another. They now belong to the same league or category. In terms of affordability, okay, and I'm pretty sure that TikTok influencers would confirm this. TikTok influencers, YouTube influencers are still less expensive than the traditional celebrities that we know, like Bea Alonzo and the like, right? So if you want to keep it simple, all right, or not, I believe that that's not the right wording. If you want to work with influencers, but you only have this much budget allocated for it, then you better work with TikTok influencers. They are as good, if not better, right? But negotiability, I believe they're easier to work with. So, what's good about considering influencer marketing? If you work with TikTok influencers, and because that's why they're called influencers, they're very influential. All right. The moment that they speak or talk, the moment that they show something or say something, they're believed easily or fast by the masses or the public. Right. That's what we mean by influencers. So if you work with TikTok influencers, they're as influential. All right. And they can definitely magnetize or attract a significant, appreciable number of target consumers or buyers for your product or services. Okay. And of course, when a lot more people start knowing about your products and services, then it would convert to, right, to actual buyers or purchasers. Inquiries. It all starts from inquiries. Then, of course, the TikTok influencers have done the marketing for you. You do the selling yourself. You do the closing yourself. You seal the deal, right? Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours, right? So that's the magic of influencer marketing, right? Let these influencers do the marketing for you, then make the most of the leads they generate, they bring your way, then just close the deal, right? But of course, we have to respect and make sure that we compensate well, right? Fairly, these TikTok influencers that we're going to work with, all right? So I'm focusing on TikTok influencers because at this point in time, when they're not as expensive, even much more expensive than the traditional celebrities, okay? Uh, at this time, they're the most, it makes perfect sense to work with, okay? So go ahead and do it, try it, ask questions later. Now, if you end up regretting that you work with them because it doesn't come out the same you wanted it to be, that you paid them this much, but they didn't bring in the size of the buyers and purchases you desire, then that's lesson learned. But I'm pretty sure that something was done wrong along the way, and you have to discover it, and you have to act on it, decide on it. Okay, you have to solve it because we need to be just like what our title says: make the right move in 2022. Okay, all right. Now let's end the topic with the widening our online presence. Let's end the topic with the leveraging, the video marketing, the influencer marketing. Okay, let's talk about the traditional collaborations. Okay, before, competition was really very intense, right? But if we're gonna talk about something good that this pandemic threat has brought to our lives, is that This has made even competitors cooperate with one another, partner with one another, right? So before it's like every man was an island, but now it's no man is an island, right? Everybody has started working hand in hand with one another. If there's an example I can give to you is that, okay, for example, in our organization, if I may share this, the Philippine Advocates for Consultants and Trainers, right, where I am the founder and the current chairman of the board. So just to give you a brief about this organization, so we are a community, a society, an alliance, a network, an advocacy group of all aspiring new and even seasoned or veteran professional trainers, consultants, coaches, and facilitators in the country, right? Before, it was like every man was an island. Each is to his or her own, right? We're competitors because there are some of us who offer the similar topics. A lot are equally leadership trainers. A lot are management trainers. A lot are communication trainers. A lot are customer service trainers, right? But we thought of building an organization like this because we think otherwise. Even though we train people on similar topics, we bring different things to the table, right? I have a different concept of leadership and management that I'm fully aware may not be the same as what another fellow leadership trainer or speaker teaches or trains other people on, right? So instead of competing with one another, instead of living separately as an island, right, we decided to what? To unite, to unify ourselves and create an organization that will bring us all together as brothers and sisters who, as we call it, this is like the coin term or the wordplay that we created for this: collaborate with love. So maybe there are professional trainers and speakers out there who, because of the challenge of this pandemic, had no choice but to go back to employment and become a full-time training manager or corporate trainer or speaker again after all these years, right? So we feel sorry for them. We could have done better. We could have done a lot more than what we did during the early difficult times, right? But we can confidently say that a lot of us are here to stay. A lot of us have become much more prosperous or abundant, or maybe not as prosperous or abundant as pre-pandemic, but we're still alive, right? We're still able to keep the business afloat. We're still earning well, right? We are still providing our loved ones the lifestyle we promise or committed to them. And it's because we never left anyone behind. It's because we supported one another. It's because we created avenues or platforms where the opportunities to train, speak, consult are still there. Now, using that analogy of this successive collaboration that happened in our community of professional trainers, speakers, and consultants, okay? Now, let's use this analogy to go back to the business arena. So, business owners and business top executives, I'm pretty sure you can also leverage the similar collaboration, even with your own competitors in your industry, in your product line, in your service category. Okay, that if we're going to be able to leverage these collaboration, right, the collaboration with love, with partners, and even our own clients or customers, right, that they are going to be the ones to provide us more leads, right? It's like these collaborators are our external sales and marketing people, right? So that's also how we do it, right? If there's a client that's looking for a speaker on this topic that's not our expertise, because we know someone in our in our organization that has that expertise, that's not our expertise but his or her expertise, then we bring the business to that person and he or she's happy, right? So it's the same thing, right? So leads generation has become very challenging for you. Business development has become very challenging for you. But if you're going to collaborate with competitors and even past clients alike, then they would bring business your way, and you too are going to be happy. Do I make perfect sense? Leverage collaborations with partners and even clients. Okay. All right. Here, this is very important. So, at the onset of this webinar, we were talking about making sure that you do your external analysis, right? So, when we say external analysis, we're talking about, critiquing the external environment and finding opportunities that we can take advantage of, and also anticipating threats that would become our stumbling blocks along the way, right? So as part of our external analysis, we also need to reanalyze our target market and their most likely new purchasing experience behaviors. What do we mean by this? Once again, this pandemic has forced us to change our ways, to change how we think, to change how we do ways, to change where we go, right? To change what we use, right? So, for example, we have intensified our use of mobile phone, right? Whatever activity you think of, everything is done mobile now, right? We have intensified our use of our desktops and laptops, especially when the skeletal workforce arrangement came in and we needed to work from home most of the time, right? So we went ahead and really made the most use of our computers, right? So it also changed our working behavior. What else? Physical distancing or social distancing, mobility restriction because of the checkpoints, right? But hopefully we don't go back to that situation anymore because it's really hassle and everybody knows that. So because of the situations we found ourselves in, it definitely changed our thoughts or our mental process, right? Our actions, our decisions, our behaviors. So we need to analyze again, right, our target market and our new purchasing behaviors. And let me just check something here real quick, and then I will explain to you further what I mean by this, okay? Okay. I just have to go back to Zoom. There you go. All right. Reanalyze the target market and their new purchasing experience behaviors. Target market. Ask yourself this question. Is my current target market still my target market? Or are there potential new target markets that have made their presence felt that I just haven't acknowledged and leveraged them yet? It's up to you. When you guys plan strategically, talk about that. Okay? Now, whether my current target market is still the same target market, or I'm being introduced to a new target market, either group I am referring to, I am addressing, I am talking to, I am servicing, okay, are their purchasing behaviors still the same? Or have these behaviors changed? Only you can tell. Only your strategic planning can tell. Only your brainstorming can tell, right? Only your analysis of things can tell. Because I cannot answer on your behalf because we sell different products and services, right? But the most important thing is that when you plan strategically, you do this, right? And you ask the same way I asked just now, right? Now, what is the importance or vital role reanalyzing your target market and their modified purchasing behaviors will play in your strategy determination for 2022? Well, common sense says that if we find something already non-workable or obsolete, outdated, of course, we stop doing it or we change the way we do it, right? And it's domino effect. It will definitely affect the processes, right? that lead to the product or service delivery along the way. It also changes the organizational structure. It also changes the supply chain, right? It also changes what else? Whatever pre-activities happen before the purchasing experience. Okay? So if this entails changing or improving the business model as well, then so be it, right? Because that's the output or outcome of reanalyzing the target market and their new purchasing experience or behaviors, right? So let's take a look at this picture. All of those come into play when we are reanalyzing our target market and their purchasing behaviors, right? Word of mouth, likelihood to future purchase, or recommendations. Maybe how they refer or recommend will change. Fund, purchase decision, recognition, income, lifestyle, cultural, social, economical, information search, marketing, searching alternatives, psychological factors, emotional ties, personal trust after purchase behaviors. All of those domino effect will be affected by the result of reanalyzing the target market. If any, there's a change in their purchasing behaviors. Okay? So I hope you're learning a lot from our discussions. Next, all right. One of the considerations because of the effects of this pandemic, because of the effects of this new normal situation we're in, would be, saving up on a lot of things, right? Cost rationalization, savings. Let's just simplify it, right? So companies, micro, small, medium, big alike, think, okay, how can we deliver the same products or services with the same quality as ever without spending a lot, or by lessening our expenses? Because we need to focus our financial strength or resources to much more important things like our employees' compensation and benefits. So we don't have to end up laying off a lot of critical employees. All right. We don't want to go through another phase like that, because it's devastating to see people lose their jobs, right? To see people having a hard time looking for another job, a new job. So companies don't want to go through like that anymore. They don't want to lay off a lot of people, right? But they want to save up on expenses. So maybe it's a consideration for us to take advantage of the gig economy. For those who consider the gig economy an unfamiliar territory, okay, when we say gig economy, we're talking about freelancers or contractors, subcontractors, contracting workers, okay? So maybe there are activities or business functions in our organization just to rationalize our costs and save up a lot, okay, that we can outsource to the gig economy, to these freelancers, to these contractors, to these subcontractors. Okay, so that is what we mean by outsource to the gig economy. And a lot of experts are already seeing this trend, that as the gig economy is getting bigger because of the working from home scheme, okay, because of freelancing websites like Freelancer, Upwork, etc., okay, that we can actually help the gig economy and at the same time, okay, benefit us in more ways than one, especially in the strengthening and the protection of the financial perspective of the business. Okay, so you provide jobs to freelancers and contractors and subcontractors, but then you're able to protect your company's financial stability at the same time. That's what we mean here. So outsource to the gig economy. Or let's say you don't have a website yet, then instead of working with a big website design and development company, perhaps you can save more if you outsource that requirement to a freelancer instead. but who can also come up with a website that is quality, right? That is world class, that will then be maintained not by that freelancer anymore. Maybe he did the creation, he did the design and the development, but can just be turned over to your IT department, right? Maybe that's not your IT department's strength. That's why you needed to outsource it. But when it comes to the maintenance and updating of the website, maybe you can do it yourselves instead, right? What else? Maybe when it comes to the administration of the compensation and benefits of your people, maybe you can also work with contractors and subcontractors whose strength or specialty is in that, right? So you don't have to monthly compensate for people, for full-time employees, all right? But the same amount of work is done or accomplished. That is the gig economy. And this is becoming a trend now, okay? Maybe it doesn't apply for big companies, but micro to small size enterprises, watch out for this. Take a good look at this, study this. Maybe this will, for a long period of time, okay, help you a lot, okay? And of course, at the same time, as we are analyzing again or critiquing again our target market, if they're the same, or maybe we're being introduced to new ones, and of course, the 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 purchasing behaviors of our target market have surely changed because of this new normal situation. All right, we also have to adjust to the changing behaviors of our employees, right? And this is really very important, guys, because not a lot of people are giving this much seriousness. Okay, when we say changing employee experience behaviors, we know that there's a lot of stress or pressure that comes with the skeletal workforce arrangement, right? That a lot of companies, most of the week, like 3 to 4 times a week, their employees report or rather work from home, and then just report once or twice a week to the office, right? But there are also some organizations who have fully transitioned to permanent work from home arrangement, which is good, right? If we're talking about cost rationalization and savings, all right, for sure, companies will be able to save a lot again. Save on electricity, save on monthly recurring fees for IT or internet connectivity, right? Because then their employees can just work from home, right? And on the other hand, employees enjoy this big time as well, because then they won't have to travel every single day, especially if they don't have their own vehicle, right? Like car and motorcycle, they would have to take the public transport. And we know since this pandemic started how inconvenient, how uncomfortable, how unpractical taking the public transport is, because of the limitations of the public transport vehicles and because of their strict compliance with the IATF protocols as well, right? So taking the public transport has been very inconvenient. Let's just put it at that, right? So for employees to know that they're just going to be working from home permanently, then that's a big boost to their job happiness and satisfaction, right? But then the challenge here is, okay, they're working from home, but they're living alone or by themselves, right? They don't have anybody to chit chat with. And that takes a toll on their emotional health, their mental health, right? That's why these days, mental health risks are really a very serious challenge that the company is working with psychologists and psychiatrists alike to ensure that their employees' mental and emotional health are being taken care of, right? And that they remain happy, satisfied, and contented at work at the same time, doing their work, right? So it's not just about I'm being paid to do this work. It's not just about that anymore. It's also about, wait, am I still happy doing this work, right? Do I not experience any mental or emotional strain? So those are very serious considerations that we need to look into as well. All right. So because of these differentiations that have happened to the lives of our employees, working from home, taking the public transport despite the physical distancing and the strict protocols. All right. Do these have changed the way they think, the way they decide, the way they act, the way they process things, the way they behave as well? So, in collaboration with HR, of course, this is the concerned department for this, right? In collaboration with HR, business owners, founders, investors alike, okay, and top executives, senior management, top management alike, they must collaborate, again, collaborate with love, to study the mental, physical, and emotional state of their employees and see, hey, do you still think the same? Do you still decide the same? Do you still perform the same? Do you still act the same? Do you still behave the same? Or have you evolved yourselves because of the changes brought about by this pandemic, because of this new normal? So, because of this new normal, you're already new normal too, right? It's hard to find out. It's hard to assess unless or until we really do some scientific assessments of our employees' experience behaviors, right? Now, what's up? What's the matter? So after knowing that my employee experience behaviors have already changed and I have to adjust to them, okay, what impact do they make or create to the business? All right. Remember, this is already cliche, but let me remind you again, my friends, that our most treasured assets, our best assets are our human resources, our human capital, our human assets, our corporate talents, right? So there's this analogy. If you take out all of your employees from top management to the rank and file, right, to the lowest position in the company, can your company survive by itself? All right. Can your computers operate on their own? Can your printers or scanners print or scan on their own? All right. Even your robotics, your AI, your artificial intelligence, can they operate on their own? I don't think so. Maybe not 100%. Right. So, because we value our human resources, okay, we also want to know how they've changed, how this pandemic has modified their totality, their personality, their knowledge, their skills, their abilities, their attitude. All right. And because we care for them, they are our care, our concern, our compassion, our commitments. All right. We want to take care of their emotional, mental, and physical strength because they are the ones who drive the continuous growth, scalability, and success of our organization. Right? That is what we mean by adjusting to the changing employee experience behaviors. So take a look at this picture right here. Ideas for improving employee experience. So this is about the what if and the why not questions again. This is about analyzing our internal strengths and weaknesses and looking outside and taking advantage of the external opportunities and of course kicking out of the way the external threats. So what are our what ifs and why nots in terms of the communication channels? How will we reach out to our employees? How we provide them the voice to respond to us or to share their sentiments with us? Okay. Is the way of going about surveys already changed? All right. How about the benefits? Are the current benefits still working? Or do we have to change them? Or do we have to add more to them? All right. Maybe what mattered to the employees back then prior to the pandemic, all right, no longer matters to them now. Maybe there are new things, different things, unique things that matter to them now. We have to find those out and we have to provide those to them. All right. Maybe the very definition of employee wellness has already changed thanks to this pandemic, thanks to this new normal. So we have to redefine employee wellness. What makes you well? Up here, right? Physically, emotionally, spiritually. We have to discover them and leverage them. All right. Onboarding. Maybe there's a different way of onboarding now. Maybe the recruitment process or cycle has already changed. Maybe the in-person face-to-face interview doesn't work anymore. Maybe the telephone recruitment experience doesn't work anymore. Maybe everything should be done online. Then if it's the latter, then adjust to them, right? One-on-ones, career pathing, especially that, right? Maybe before they wanted to get promoted, maybe their direction has already changed now. Maybe they don't want to get promoted anymore. Maybe they just want to become the best, the top, the leading, the number one in their current position at their current level, right? Things change because the world has already changed. So we, business owners, investors, owners, top executives must also change, adjust to the changing employee experience behaviors. Because who would keep or make your company more successful? Your people, not your objects, right? Not your computers, not your printers, not your scanners, not your machines, not your equipment, not anything else, okay? Only people will make your company more successful in 2022. So if you value them, you care for them, you have high concern, then you have to say hi to them, all right? Touch base with them, right? Have that intimate conversation with them. Hey, how are you? How have days been because of this pandemic? How's your family? How's your mind? How's your soul? How's your spirit? How's your body? How have your employee experience, decisions, actions, and behaviors changed because of this? Because we want to adjust to that. All right. So hopefully you guys value that, because if you cannot value or appreciate your employees, they cannot value or appreciate you as well. They're just there for the money, and that's all there is going to be. Okay. And last but not least, before we go to, because we might be accommodating 5 questions. So let's say 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. I think we have 5 more minutes left before we go to the Q&A portion. All right. But before I talk about the last tip here, okay, on how to make the right move in 2022 so we can leverage a great start. Okay. Once again, I invite you guys. It's not too late yet. This is happening live, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be permanently posted on our YouTube channel for you to watch again if you missed this. Okay. So once again, we're happening live, streaming simultaneously on our YouTube channel, Limitless Power Coach, and on our Facebook page, Limitless Power Coach as well. Just find them. Okay. And once again, we're encouraging you to take part in this conversation, in this discussion, because if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur or a top executive of a company, you really need to be knowing about these things, because these things will govern your strategic goals and objectives for the coming year, and even for the next maybe 2 or 3 years, right? So comment or ask through the comment section or the chat box. Even here in Zoom, there's a way to do that, okay? And be with us. Join us here. Oh, by the way, guys, if you would like to invest in and send your employees to the full version of this course, okay, just please get in touch with us through our social media or networking channels, accounts, or visit our website, Limitless Power Coach, and call us up, or call our mobile lines, or text us, or email us, okay? Send in your inquiries, and we look forward to training you on the full version of this training on how to make the right move in 2022, because this also calls for strategic planning, right? So we can also teach you how to plan strategically the right way. And of course, we can also equip you with the right mental or cognitive process to be able to plan strategically, effectively, and results oriented. Okay. So we would love to have you. Okay. So last but not least would be taking risks smart. All right. Because, all right, I may sound like I am going to be going against the very same thing I said at the outset of this webinar, the explore opportunities. All right. Do them first, questions later, right? Do not doubt yourself. Whatever opportunities that are out there, just grab them, right? Maximize them, leverage them. Although I'm saying that, I just want to remind you that with the skills of becoming a very intelligent and smart entrepreneur and top executive, of course, there is take risks smart, right? Yes, I'm saying we are saying making the right moves, all right, but make sure that you make the right moves the right way. So you have to take risks smart, all right. Everybody knows that there's this new threat called Omicron, all right, and it's serious. It's serious because while it's great progress, a lot of us are getting vaccinated one after another. We're reaching millions now, right? I'm not really up to date with the latest number when it comes to the number of vaccinations. All right. So that's good. That's good because being fully vaccinated is our protection and the protection of our loved ones as well from contracting this virus, right? But nobody knows much about this Omicron yet. And we know for a fact that certain individuals have gotten it from abroad and have now gotten their way here in our country. So 2022 is still full of uncertainties, unknowns that we don't know yet. And of course, we leave it to the experts, all right, to study further about this variant and educate us about what to do and what not to do so that we can remain or keep ourselves protected, right? Because, well, I personally am reading articles saying that our vaccines may not be effective against Omicron, all right? So because of that, that is why I'm reminding you to take risks smart, right? Because even if you're vaccinated, even if I am vaccinated, even if we are vaccinated, we still need to wear masks all the time, right? I even hear news that we might revert to wearing face shields again, all right? I don't know. And we have to keep our surroundings disinfected and sanitized, right? We have to keep on washing our hands the moment we intentionally or otherwise touch a person or touch a surface, or before and after eating. Always wash our hands and double it up by not just washing them, but also disinfecting or sanitizing them. All right. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? Nowadays, being paranoid has become a positive thing, right? But no matter how paranoid we are, let's not this paranoia get in the way of achieving more successes for our respective businesses, right? Let's not allow this paranoia to get in the way of more and more people buying our products and services, even much more than before the pandemic, right? Let's not allow this fear, this uncertainty to get in the way of acknowledging that there is or are more out there to achieve. All right. That this is not the end of the world yet. All right. This is not the end of our dreams and aspirations and ideals yet. That dreaming, aspiring, idealizing, okay, are endless. It's an endless, non-stop pursuit. Okay. That we haven't reached our peak yet. Okay. That there are still more lives to touch. There are still more new products to create and distribute or sell. There are still more new services that we believe would add value to individuals and organizations alike. Right? So, thing is, it's just all about balancing safety and protection and making money. Right? I could not think of a better word to say make money. Doing business. Okay, I believe that's better. There's a way to balance safety and protection without antagonizing anyone, without worsening the situation we're already in, and remaining profitable or more profitable. So as you continue to explore opportunities out there, right, maximize and enrich further your strengths, convert your weaknesses into strengths, solve your problems, overcome your obstacles, right, kick out of the way hindrances. And as you also try to avoid or maybe combat or have a head-on collision with the external threats out there, guys, let's be smart by taking risks smart. Okay, because health is still the foremost, it's still the most important thing. Right? We know for, I don't want to sound negative here, but we know for a fact that a lot of people have died. A lot of people maybe still alive, but are very weakened because of this COVID-19 thing. So take risks smart. This is going to be my last tip for all of you guys. Okay. So at this point, we are going to be accommodating questions. All right. But once again, we remind you guys, if you like this course and if you want to know more about it, if you want to take advantage of the full version, 1 day version of it, then please get in touch with us, call us, or email us at Limitless Power Coach. If you want to work with me, then I would gladly do it for you. Anybody else can do it. We have different partner trainers, speakers, and consultants who most likely specialize in this similar topic that can discuss it for you. But of course, I personally would like to do it for you. Okay. So there you go. Thank you so much. Once again, well, I would like to save my thank you later, but what I mean is thank you for watching our presentation. Thank you for joining this free 2-hour webinar. And thank you for giving me the voice again, for me to share my personal best practices in helping you make the right best move in 2022 so that we can leverage a great start. Okay? So thank you so much. All right. At this point, all right. So at this point, we can now go ahead and accommodate questions here. All right. Okay. So let us just acknowledge let me start with our comments from YouTube and Facebook. Okay. So let me just acknowledge the following people. So she commented at 10:55. Okay. What's this? Oh, okay. She just tagged someone. Sheila Ramos, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you for tagging Catherine Perdonio there. And Catherine Perdonio, thank you. Thank you for joining us. All right. You said, thank you, friend, to Sheila Ramos. But I thank you as well. I'm pretty sure Sheila thanks you as well. And then, oh, okay. Let me just acknowledge Catherine Perdonio is from FINMA, University of Pangasinan. I see. Thank you. And shout out to all the management, faculty members, and staff, and even students of the University of Pangasinan. So yeah, University of Pangasinan is a member of the FINMA group, right? Okay, we also have Maria Blanca Hines, so Guinness, just correct me if I'm wrong, watching on YouTube. So her comment was posted at 10:58. So good morning, Maria Blanca Hines from FINMA. Oh, also from University of Pangasinan. There. Yep. Amazing day and Happy New Year indeed, Sheila and Catherine. Okay, and this was posted just very recently, just 15 minutes ago. This is from Rhoda Cordelli, VOI, right? FYI. That's correct. Thank you so much for your comment, Rhoda. Yep, that's right. So let me just verbalize what our admin team posted here. Right? If you want to ask questions, please do it here in the comment section. There you go. Okay. And let me also check our Zoom. Maybe there are comments or chats here as well. Okay. I have to rotate here. I have to rotate my phone now. Oh, just a bunch of expressing gratitude here. So we have Happy New Year po from Donalyn Echanige. Happy New Year, everyone. Rochelle, this is Rochelle, our business development. And we have Angelica Martinez. Oh, okay. This is our admin. Right. Happy New Year. Eugenio Perez, Happy New Year. Okay. I only seek sincere love from someone who is here. How about Polar? What's this? Pinguino. Polar. Oh, okay. These are emojis, but I can see Polar Pinguino instead. All right. Okay. So, yep, we still have, this is a 10 a.m. to 12 noon webinar. So we still have 14 minutes left. So once again, if you have questions, clarifications, comments, even your personal suggestions on what best practices businesses and top executives alike should leverage for a great start to make the right move the right way in 2022, we also acknowledge and we also encourage you to share them, because I personally want to learn from you, okay? As much as you want to learn from us here in Limitless Power Coach. And there's also another one here saying, Joseph, Happy New Year. There you go. Thank you so much for supporting the online learning events of Limitless Power Coach, guys. If not for you, our dear trainees, our dear mentees, our dear coaches, our dear clients, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't continue doing this, of adding value to your business or work or career, okay? Once again, to those who just joined in, you are watching and listening to mentor Myron Sta. I am a proud partner, trainer, speaker, and consultant of Limitless Power Coach. And I'm known as the corporate EnterTrainer and soft skills guru of the Philippines. I am a certified facilitator in leading dimensions profile, and certified professional corporate trainer and certified professional training consultant. So just wording out my CFLDP, CPCT, CPTC post-nominals here. All right, still have 12 minutes left. Okay, even if you don't have questions, clarifications, or comments, guys, we would like to encourage you, if this is going to be posted permanently on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, please share this around. All right, let's go ahead and reach out to the audience we intended to, like business owners. Who else? The decision makers in organizations, micro, small, medium, big, doesn't matter. Okay, like your managers, your senior managers, your directors, your vice presidents, and even the C-suite or C-level people. All right. So in 2022, there are several opportunities, but still there are threats at the same time. Now, what our 2022 needs would be different thinkers, right? Different problem solvers, different decision makers. And how can we manage to be different or unique? We need to be creative and innovative, all right? We need to explore our surroundings by ensuring we are still compliant with IATF, because there's still the imminent danger, right? Especially the new Omicron variant. Yep. Indeed, subscribe to our YouTube channel to be notified of our free webinars. So this is just the first of our free webinars. There are going to be more, and that's not only me. We have several partners, speakers, trainers, and consultants who will train you, okay? So there, thank you, admin team, for sharing the link. Okay, so, all right, probably, let me just check something here real quick. And if you also like to, to engage our consulting service, like you're a business owner or a company executive, and you want to take advantage of our consultancy to help you, like, convert strategies. Well, those are actually strategies, right? But if you want, because for now, things are theories until or unless they're proven. So if you want to execute those and develop tactics out of those big picture strategies, you can also get in touch with us. I personally can help your organization make perfect sense out of those strategies, 12 strategies we highlighted earlier. Okay? Just contact Limitless Power Coach. You know how and where to contact us, right? So we have our website there. Visit our website for free webinars and other online training and even consultancy service, okay? So our website is www.limitlesspowercoach.com, because we believe that you can have limitless power if you can just tap into that limitless potential. Okay? Yep, for inquiries, email us at info@limitlesspowercoach.com. All right, once again, if you would like to take advantage of the full version of this strategizing training, all right, entitled Making the Right Move in 2022, strategies to leverage a great start, right? If you feel like, I think there are more, yep, there are more. These 12 tips that we shared with you are just a preview of the full version of this training. So if you want your, like you're a business owner, or if you want your managers to know those strategies and apply them back at the office, then go ahead. Outsource your in-house learning and development need on this topic to us. All right. Okay, so we are just waiting for additional questions and comments from all of you guys, okay? And even here in Zoom. Hang on. Thank you. There's thank you, Mentor Myron, Limitless Power Coach here from Angel AA. All right, you're welcome anytime. You know, this is our passion and purpose in life at the same time. You know, we try to our best to pay forward by sharing the successes that happen in our life so that your company or even you in your personal life can also replicate them. Okay. According to Jessame Gante or Hante, all right, thank you, sir, for the very informative and empowering discussion. I like your usage of the adjective empowering, right? Because you know this word is exactly what we need. We need to empower ourselves in 2022, right? Of course, let's be realistic here. Let's not ignore that there is still uh, COVID-19, right? Yep, like what I said earlier. Yep, we're all vaccinated. That's already a given. Good job. Thank you for being responsible, right? But let's not forget that the threat is still out there and it's continuously evolving. All right. It's like it's really trying to piss us off, right? But once again, the real message of this training is that we can balance safety and protection. Go ahead, be paranoid. It's okay to be paranoid. All right. Because, you know, you want to protect your loved ones and you don't want them to get the virus because we know how fatal, lethal it is, right? But we can still live like it's normal, right? We can still continue to make our dreams and aspirations come true. All right. If you are a business owner, you can still grow your business. You can still achieve more milestones in your business. If you are a top executive representing a company, right, you can still make your strategies work. All right. Once again, this just needs, number one, if and only if applicable, revising your corporate vision, mission, and values. Maybe they're not responsive anymore. Maybe they're not updated anymore. Maybe they really need to be changed or improved. All right. And make sure that it's like an automatic inclusion to our value statements. All right. Creativity and innovation. Right. And it depends upon the surroundings. The surroundings tell you to create something new, unique, or additional, then go ahead, be creative. Or maybe you just have to reinvent the current wheel, be innovative, right? It's up to you. But empowerment is really something we need because what's the true meaning of empowerment, right? When you're empowered, you're given the power, you're given the authority, you're given the can-do attitude, and you have the power, the authority, or the can-do attitude because you've gained a new knowledge, you've gained new skills, right? And you've enhanced or improved your attitude towards everything, right? So empowerment, in addition to creativity and innovation, all right, is yet another value that we must add to our new value system. All right, creativity, innovation, and empowerment. All things that are possible because we have God, and God is watching over us. And we also have ourselves, all right? Because we are intelligent, smart human beings who know what's best for us and our beloved people. Okay? All right, I would also like to acknowledge Andrew Hintalan. Good morning, Andrew Hintalan from FINMA University of Pangasinan. Oh, we have a lot of followers and participants from FINMA University of Pangasinan. Pangasinan, by the way, is the province of my wife. We're actually, well, we're not going to Pangasinan tomorrow for the celebration of my daughter's birthday. But we're gonna drop by there. We're going to La Union instead, right there. Okay, so guys, because there are only 3 minutes left, then let me go ahead and leave this message to all of you guys out there before we leave. Okay, the time is 11:57. The day is Monday. You know what? How I call Monday? I call Monday as Yaman Day. And when I say Yaman, I'm not just talking about material Yaman, like money, houses, cars. No, when I say Yaman, I'm talking about Yaman in every sense of the word, right? Yaman in our mind, Yaman in our spirit, Yaman in our soul, Yaman in our body. It's okay. You already include Yaman in the material richness there, okay? But we need everyone to be rich in 2022. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically rich. Because if we are those rich, then we can continue to make all things possible, all right, with the faith in God. Make the right move in 2022, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how we can, leverage a great start. Once again, this is Mentor Myron Sta on behalf of Limitless Power Coach. Thank you so much, and may you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye. God bless.